Hello guys, if you are just joining today, want to look at the latest transfer and what is going on right now in the Premier World, in Premier League or transfer. So we're going to be looking at that together. Do not forget to hit the subscription bell. I'll be right back. Yeah, from the headline, you can see that PSG wants to Joao Felix, but there is problem at Real Madrid. These are some of the players the PSGs want to recruit in this summer so that maybe next season they know how to able to prepare for them because uh, they have won every trophy domestically already. But what they are aiming is to see that if they can able to win the UEFA Champions League, and that has become one of the problem at Paris Saint-Germain. So as it stands right now, PSG is doing everything they could to make sure that they sign Joao Felix. But one of the problem I think Chelsea could have done last season was to sign this young man, but I don't know why. I do not know why Mauricio Pochettino do not want Joao Felix, because according to the rumor all over the media saying that Mauricio Pochettino do not want Joao Felix. And as it stands right now, PSG is trying to do everything they could to make sure that they sign Felix. And to me, I believe Felix is a very good player. He's a versatile player that can able to take one-on-one, can able to give a kind of a push to a team. And this is the kind of player I believe Chelsea actually want at that particular season when they were struggling. But as it stands right now, it's no longer in Chelsea anymore, and PSG is trying to make a bid to make sure that this young man is signed. So today we are going to be looking at transfer. A lot of transfer Chelsea have done so far. It's what we are going to be looking at today. The signing of N'Golo Kante, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Mateo Kovacic. We are going to be looking at all that today. We are going to be looking at all that today. I'll be right back. I will be right back. Like I said, as I said earlier on, that we have a lot of I will be right back. I'm just trying to fix one or two things. I'll be right back. Yeah, do not forget, like I said earlier on, that we are going to be looking at the latest updates. Yeah, today we're going to be looking at the latest transfer so far. This is one player I think Chelsea will have signed at the end of the season, but according to the rumor that was said that Mauricio Pochettino do not want Joao Felix. And then looking at the gossip that is on board today that PSG want Joao Felix, there is a problem. So you can look, you discover that last season Chelsea actually struggled so hard. They struggle to the extent that they need a player who is going to carry them to a certain level. And the arrival of Joao Felix was just like that player they needed to lean on, because you can see that Joao Felix is a versatile player, a player that is not afraid to be able to take his opponent one on one. And that is the kind of player that Chelsea actually need next season. But I was so surprised that Mauricio Pochettino said that he do not need Joao Felix. And based on the rumor that we have today, that PSG wants Joao Felix. But what could be the possible problem that is on ground at Real Madrid? I think it's going to be a battle between PSG and Real Madrid, because I believe for the time being, Joao Felix has been in Atletico Madrid playing for the Spanish, one of the Spanish giants. They knew what he's capable of doing. And for the departure of Karim Benzema and other players that also left the club, I think they need a player that can able to succeed them. And Joao Felix fit into that particular shoe of those kind of player that can able to represent or replace some important player at Real Madrid. One of the transfer updates that actually shocked me to my bone is the swag, is the transfer between Matthew Kovacic that was used to replace Ike Godwin. If you look all over the internet, you see that Chelsea is very very hot. Chelsea is very very hot with the numbers of players they've signed so far. The information of today. Look, this is what it says. Look at it. Complete the signing of Norwich Youth. Sensational. Now look at it. See, Chelsea have completed the signing. Chelsea have completed the signing of the youth sensational Alex Matos. But if you look at the signing they've done so far, you sometimes begin to ask yourself, this is not the kind of the player Chelsea should be signing. This is not the kind of player that Chelsea should be signing. This should have been the kind of player Chelsea should be signing this season. Of Manchester City, Manchester United, Arsenal, Newcastle to compete it with. For that reason, I think we shouldn't be just be signing kids. We should go for those that have experience. 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 So because our season is going to be defined, next season is going to be defined by the good player we sign. So next season is going to be defined by the player we sign. Chelsea complete the signing of Norwich Youth. I think Chelsea should be going for youth. They should go for a player that can be able to deliver Chelsea next season. For the fact that we are going to be missing Champions League next season, that gives us the kind of player that we should be signing. That prepare us for the kind of player we should be signing next season, who can able to compete with Manchester City, Manchester United, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Newcastle. Of course, because we have a lot of teams we are going to be competing with next season. That is why we shouldn't be going for the youth. We should go for player that has all it takes to be able to take back Chelsea to Champions League next season. Next season, Chelsea has a lot of work to be done next season. Chelsea has a lot of work to be done. For that reason, they need to do. They need to do. I think they need to go for players that can able to bring them back to the Champions League next season. Yes, of course, they need players that can take Chelsea back to the Champions League next season. You can say the departure of Mato Kovacic, N'Golo Conte, Khalido Koulibaly. Chelsea has a lot of work to be done next season. Seriously, they have a lot of work to be done next season. The fact that the new owner, Todd Bowley, bought another club, Strasbourg, I think that is going to be a potential destination where Chelsea players, the one that find it very difficult to able to cope, I think they were able to go to that the Strasbourg to get some minutes there. I think that is a brilliant idea. Those that cannot able to get minutes in Chelsea, I think they should be able to do well in Strasbourg. But I think the signing of toddlers, young star, is not going to take Chelsea anywhere. Definitely, it's not going to take Chelsea anywhere. So we need to sign players that are experienced, who have all it takes to able to take Chelsea to Champions League next season. I think Mauricio Pochettino has a lot of work to do next season. Yes, he has a lot of work to do next season. A lot of work need to be done next season. Updates. This is updates. Yeah, this is the latest update. You can say welcome to Saturday roundup of the latest transfer news and rumor from across the continent. Transfer story of the day with Leo Messi having already departed Paris German. So I think that is Osco. That is Osco. That is Osco. That is Osco. This is the latest one. This is the latest one. Marcos Thuram shows Serie A amends West Pride interest. Yeah, this is the man Mbappe is trying to convince to join Paris Saint-Germain. But as it stands, it seems like Serie A is going to be his destination. Marcos Thuram shows Serie A amid widespread interest. So let's quickly look at what the news is saying here. He say Inter have tied up the signing of former Borussia Mönchengladbach forward Marcos Thuram on a free transfer. The Champions League finalists beat off competition from a host of European giants, including City rival Milan to France international signature. Including City rivals Milan to the France international signature. Thuram had also been linked with likes of Paris Saint-Germain and RB Leipzig. So this is the guy that Mbappe is trying to convince to join Paris Saint-Germain. But as it is right now, Inter decided to tie him down. Inter said, "No, you go nowhere. Since you came to this, since you came to our, no, you came to this particular club, will be doing very well this season. For that reason, I want you to stay here. So the knot has been tied. So this is the latest interest. Marcus Thuram has decided to tie the knot with Inter Milan. With Inter Milan. So one of the most amazing transfer this season is the fact that Pep Guardiola decided to allow Ike Goduyan to go, and Pep Guardiola went for Matthew Kovacic. We all know that Matthew Kovacic don't assist that much, and he doesn't even score at all. So how will Pep Guardiola allow Ike Goduyan to go just because he want to sign Matthew Kovacic? That should have been the center of my discussion today, but since we are not much here, I'm just going to be giving the transfer update the way it is, because I don't understand why Pep Guardiola we sign Matthew Kovacic, who do not know how to assist, who do not know how to score, in the place of Ike Goduyan. If it were to be a team like Ike Goduyan is playing for, like Chelsea, or is playing for Manchester United, or better still Liverpool, I don't think this three team is not going to allow Ike Goduyan to go for the kind of how he delivered Manchester City last season, the kind of goals he scored, the kind of goals he scored. But Pep Guardiola decided to let him go because he knows that Manchester City is going to be better. He knows that Manchester City is going to be better. So let's really look at the latest if news transfer. Yes, appearance for competition. During his time, he voted the German top flight rookie of the month on 3 consecutive occasions. 3 consecutive occasions. He will become Inter's seventh free transfer signing in the previous 5 years and potentially fill the hole left by departure of striker Edin Dzeko. So they've decided to keep him for the fact that Edin Dzeko have waved goodbye to Inter Milan. Have waved goodbye to Inter Milan. So for that reason, they have decided to keep Marcus Thuram. So let's look at the latest information here, or the latest update. Let's quickly look at the latest update. We are going to look at this, the best Premier League players out of contract in 2024, from Harry Kane to Marcus Rashford. These are the best Premier League players out of contract. We have Mason Mount of Chelsea, we have Harry Kane of Tottenham Hotspur, then Marcus Rashford of Manchester United. These are players, that will be out of contract in the next 1 year. Let's just say the next year they'll be out of contract. They mark the official start of the new football season. In contract term, at least at the start of a countdown of thousands of players who could potentially be without a club in less than a year's time. Now we are going to be looking at across the Premier League, from the start seeking hefty news payday to the youngsters still grafting for a future. July 1st could mark the start of something special, or the beginning of the end. Everything is contending with players whose contract expire in the summer of 2024. Yeah, we detail the top players with less than a year to run on their current deals. So we are going to be looking at some of the players whose contract is going to be running down, and whose contract is going to be whose contract is going to expire in next year, to be precise. Tottenham are facing the most difficult transfer decision for a generation as Harry Kane entered the final year of his contract, with Bayern Munich upping their interest in a striker rated as 100 million by Hotspur. Now, looking at the case of Harry Kane, next year his contract is going to be expired, and looking at the contract cut short of Mane Sane, Sadio Amane, and you can see that they need a immediate replacement at Bayern Munich to replace him. And if anything that will make Bayern Munich, or sorry, anything that will make Tottenham Hotspur to give their talisman or to put their talisman for sales, is going to be 100 plus bonuses. So from what you can see that Bayern is willing to pay up to 100, but the question is, will Tottenham Hotspur ready to sell their talisman, to sell Harry Kane? I think the best Tottenham Hotspur can do now is just to keep Harry Kane for another season. At the end of the season, I think Harry Kane will be in better position to make decision for himself. For the reason being is that his contract is going to be expired. It's going to expire next season. So let's take, for example, if Bayern Munich is interested in Harry Kane, would they be willing to sell Harry Kane for 100 million? I don't think so. I don't think if Tottenham Hotspur is willing to sell their player Harry Kane for 100 million. 100 million is huge for someone who is already 30 years old plus. It's huge, because any player that want to buy Harry Kane right now, probably Harry Kane is going to serve, maybe he's going to play like 1 year, 2 years, maybe 3 years, Harry Kane is done. So I think going for Harry Kane is a wrong move. Rather, they should go for a player that is younger than Harry Kane. We all know that Harry Kane is a Premier League proven. The goals speak for himself. He speak what he can able to do. So as it stands right now, will Tottenham Hotspur willing to give out Harry Kane to Bayern Munich? That is the question. Now let's move. Eric Dyer is another person whose contract is going to expire next season. We have Eric Dyer, we have Davison, we have Sanchez, we have Hugo Lloris, who could have been in the coming weeks. Ivan Perisic deal also expire next summer. Now, this deal is going to expire next summer. This player I've mentioned, Eric Dyer, Davison, Sanchez, and Hugo Lloris. These are players whose contract is going to expire next summer. Ivan Perisic is also there. These are Tottenham Hotspur players whose contract is going to expire next summer. But the question is, will Tottenham Hotspur renew for this player I just mentioned? Eric Dyer, Davison Sanchez, Hugo Lloris, and Ivan Perisic. If the question is here that Tottenham Hotspur is going to renew for this player, or is going to let some certain player to go. If it's going to allow some certain player, which player will be let to go? This is another question. Because as it stands right now, Tottenham Hotspur, they are trying everything they could to build. Since they failed to qualify for Champions League like Chelsea and like Liverpool, I think they want to keep hold all their players for next season and to see what they can be able to achieve at the end of the season. Once again, if you are just joining me, this is Football Family FC. I'm only trying to give the latest transfer update and the rumor that on ground. I'll be talking about Chelsea, the player they've sold. Looking at Ugolo Conte, they sold to Saudi Arabia. Looking at Khalido Koulibaly, they also sold to to Saudi Arabia. Looking at the last transfer, which they did, the last transfer. Oh, I'm trying to remember the last transfer. Yes, Eduardo Mendy, which they also sold to Saudi Arabia. And yesterday, I mean, early this morning, you can say that, no, I think yesterday, Ruben Loftus-Cheek just signed for AC Milan. Now Chelsea is beginning to give all their players. Chelsea is beginning to give all their players their most experienced player out. Now, if they give all their players out, and with the numbers of the first 11 they've signed last season, and the other players they are still adding to the squad, with this player, did they have the enough experience to able to carry Chelsea, to able to qualify Chelsea to Champions League next season? Because this is the target. The target first is to qualify Chelsea to Champions League next season, and the other target is to see if Mauricio Pochettino has all it takes to able to win the Premier League for Chelsea. Because you cannot just expect Todd Boehly spending this much and at the end of the day nothing to show for it. Just like what happened to the appointment of what is his name again, Graham Potter. He was appointed thinking that he's going to be the man to perform the miracle and all the magic, but at the end of the day everything fall aside. And what we have never experienced with Chelsea over 2 decades happen when Graham Potter was appointed. Now we move. Let us quickly move. Now let's quickly move. Like what I was talking about before I deviated. We have Eridaya, Davison Sanchez, Hugo Lloris, and Ivan Perisic. These are players whose contract is going to expire next season during the summer. And I believe Tottenham Hotspur is not going to allow all these players to go. Do you know why? Because last season they failed to qualify for Champions League. So I believe the new manager that I just appointed is going to speak to this player and say, look, I know that your contract is going to expire next season, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to speak to the director so that your contract will be renewed. And the moment your contract is renewed, and let's see what we all can build together to see if my objective of coming to this club can be achieved. So doing, they can able to do everything very well. Now we are going to go to Manchester United. Say Manchester United reportedly have an agree of short to keep Marcus Rashford on a bumper new deal plus option on Aaron Wan-Bissaka. What I want to say, Manchester United reportedly have an agreement of sort to keep Marcus Rashford on a bumper new deal plus option on Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Victor Litford, and Antonio Martial, and Fred. Now these are players whose contract is going to expire too at Manchester United. Marcus Rashford, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Victor Lidford, and Anthony Martial and Fred. These are the players their contract is going to expire during the summer. Now Manchester United, they need to keep these players. They need to keep these players because they need the next season. Because if their best player is sold out, if all their best player is sold out, believe me, it will look like they have given the new season to Manchester City. Because if you look at last season, Manchester City, the way Manchester City came from behind, took the league, not just only taking the league, they snatched the league from Arsenal. And at the end of the day, they were crowned the Premier League champion. They won the Premier League 3 times consecutively. So if Arsenal, that is if Manchester United allow their players to go, Marcus Rashford, which happened to be one of the highest goal scorer at Manchester United last season, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Victor Lindelof, Anthony Martial, and Fred, these are potential players that can able to compete with Manchester City next season. And of course, I know Ten Hag will not allow these players which I have mentioned to go. If they only want to, if they want to allow one particular player to go, it's going to be Anthony Martial. That is if they have signed their top man, their striker. Because if you look all over the internet, they want to sign you hear rumors today, they want to sign Victor Osimhen. That's what they want to sign. But the truth is that Napoli do not want to sign, they don't want to sell Victor Osimhen. And we see that the kind of amount they will put on Victor Osimhen just to scare club away that want to buy Victor Osimhen will be very, very outrageous. You just surprised to see that Napoli will just put, if you want to buy Victor Osimhen, come and pay 118 million for Victor Osimhen. That will enable some of the potential clubs that want to sign Victor Osimhen to move away because they know that amount is huge. How can you spend 180 million for a player who have just proven himself for in 2 seasons? He proved himself while he was in league. That was one of those things that actually motivated Napoli to sign Victor Osimhen. Now, after having spent 2 seasons and the 3rd season, Osimhen proved that is a striker that people can actually rely on, a team can actually rely on, because he's a team player. So, like what I was saying, before Manchester United, can able to allow Anthony Martial to go, by then they must have signed a profiling striker like that of Victor Osimhen. Now, that is for Manchester United. Now, let's go to Chelsea. Over at Chelsea, there is also a concerted effort to move on players now before they are rented free agent in 12 months' time. That means, namely, Mason Mount is on the verge of joining Manchester United. It's not even on the verge. It has already joined Manchester United. Azpilicueta is off to Atletico Madrid, while Thiago Silva's future is less of a pressing matter. Now, if you look at the situation of these 3 players I just mentioned, Mason Mount, Cesar Azpilicueta, and Thiago Silva. If you look at these 3 players, if I want to allow one player to go, I think it's going to be Azpilicueta. Reason being because Azpilicueta has won every silverware, every trophy you can mention at Chelsea. He's a legend at Chelsea Football Club. He has done everything humanly possible to able to pilot the affair of Chelsea Football Club, and he has won everything that a player should win. So for that reason, I think this is the best time for him to go, so that the young star can be given opportunity to showcase what they can able to offer to Chelsea Football Club. Mason Mount, who just signed for Manchester United, that is a completely betrayal from Chelsea Football Club. How can you join your rival club? How can you claim to love a team? I love Chelsea. How can you claim to love Chelsea, and at the end of the day, because of one particular season which you didn't play as much, or you were not allowed to play, you decide you want to abandon Chelsea to join a rival club? Maybe one of the reasons why he decided to join Manchester United is because Chelsea do not qualify for Champions League and they want to play in Champions League football. Probably that is one of the reasons why Mason Mount decided to join Manchester United. He believed that Chelsea do not qualify for UEFA Champions League and they want to play in the UEFA Champions League next season. That is why he betrayed Chelsea by joining Manchester United. That happened to be a rival club to Chelsea. How can you claim that the team, the team that have nurtured you from a toddler to a youngster, from a youngster to a proper player, now you abandon the team to join a rival club? Let's forget the issue of Masaman. Like what I was saying, that if there is one particular player I want Chelsea should do without this season, that player should be Aspilicueta. Reason being, he has won all the old trophy he can ever think of. He has practically won everything. So let him go so that the youngster can have opportunity to play and to prove and to show their worth to Chelsea Football Club. Now, for me, I'm going to keep Thiago Silva. I'm going to keep Thiago Silva because I think we need his wealth of experience. Wealth of experience in that Chelsea line, I think, yes. That defense line, we need it. So I'm going to keep Thiago Silva. Now, let's move to Arsenal. Arsenal had less than of a rush though, giving William Saliba contract is although to have an extension option, while he is set to sign a full renewal clause also reported exists in Jorginho and Robbie D, but not for a Mohamed Elneny as he enter perhaps the final year of his month at London. So if you look at Arsenal as a team, there are some players they need to be rewarded contracts like William Saliba, whose contract has already been renewed already. And we're also looking at the cross also reported in existence in Jorginho and Rob Holding. These are players that whose contract they need to be renewed, especially Mohamed Elneny. His contract need to be extended because Arsenal need weight of experience, players that are no that have this experience to be able to pilot the affair of Arsenal Football Club. Now let's quickly move to Manchester City. Manchester City are pushing to sign Kyle Walker. Manchester City are pushing to sign Kyle Walker and Rico Lewis up to a new contract. The former of which is also wanted by Bayern. So Kyle Walker is a Manchester City player, but his contract is running. So they need to renew contract for him because his experience to be able to pilot the team, to be able to win more trophy, to know for Manchester City is highly needed. So for that reason, Manchester City need to renew for Kyle Walker, and they also need to give a contract to the young star called Rico Lewis. Now let's quickly move. Meanwhile, Declan Rice West Ham contract expiring in 2024 has been hastening his departure, even though the club hold an extra year long option on the Arsenal bond midfielder. Similar options are reported of Thomas Socket and Mikel Antonio deal, but not those of Pablo Forma and Lucas Fabianski. So all these players that I mentioned, Declan Rice, that want to go to Arsenal, and which I believe it has even signed for Arsenal already, and Thomas Suke, Mikel Antonio, and Pablo Fornals, and Lucas Fabianski. These are players that whose contract needed to be renewed as quick as possible. So guys, I'm going to, if you want to join the discussion with me, some of the players you think, or some of the transfer you think, we should think that it shouldn't have happened. So I want you to join me on the comment section. I'm going to be dropping my link right now. I'm going to drop my link. If you want to join me on the conversation, you can join me on the conversation. So let's see how we can able to deal with it. Because if you look at the numbers of transfer, the way the transfer went this season, it cannot be, I cannot comprehend. Imagine Pep Guardiola, he allowed Ike Goduyan to go. Pep Guardiola allowed Ike Goduyan to go, and he went for Chelsea player. What is the name again? Mateo Kovacic. How can you compare Mateo Kovacic to Ike Goduyan. Ike Goduyan knows how to assist. Ike Goduyan knows how to score. Mato Kovacic does not know how to assist. He does not know how to score. Now, so I'm going to drop a link right now. If you want to share me on the discussion, you can come up. Let's discuss it. What you think? The transfer, one of the transfer that shock you this season. I want you to enter the link. Come up. Let us talk. Let's discuss it. Because I cannot understand why Pep Guardiola allow Ike Goduyan to go. Pep Guardiola allowed Ike Goduyan to go, and he went for Mato Kovacic. Mato Kovacic is not assisting much and it's not scoring. So how can you swap these two players? To me, I believe what Pep Guardiola is doing, maybe the pairing of of Mato Kovacic with Manchester City, with some of his teammates, his new teammates, is going to bring the best out of Mato Kovacic. I believe so. So guys, if you want to join me on the discussion, you can click on my link here. I just dropped my link. You can click on it. Join me. Let's discuss. We are going to look at the six team in the Premier League: Liverpool, Manchester United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester City. No, we are going to discuss some of the transfer that have taken place, the one that shouldn't have taken place. So, just please, you can join me on the link. Let's discuss it. Or you can leave your comment. You can leave your opinion on the comment section. Please leave your comment on the comment section. Let's see how we can able to tackle it. Now let's quickly move to the this is the latest one. Joao Felix. This is Joao Felix. The person you are seeing that is Joao Felix. Transfer gossip. PSG want Joao Felix, but there is trouble at Real Madrid. Wow. PSG want Joao Felix, but there is trouble at Real Madrid. Now, what trouble? Now, if you look at Joao Felix, is one of these players that I think Chelsea will have kept this season, because when you are looking for a player that other team or other players should lean on, I think Joao Felix is one of those players. When Joao Felix came to Chelsea, the team was struggling, but you can see his own contribution for the time that he played for Chelsea. His contribution is a top notch. Imagine we have like 3 players or 4 players like that of Joao Felix. I think Chelsea will have done better. Though we have good player on that Chelsea, but the problem is that the coach do not know how to use them. Imagine having Madueke one side, having Joao Felix one side, then you have also Fernandez in the midfield. I think these are good players that can able to deliver Chelsea anytime, any day. Then we just need a striker. We need that striker that look like Victor Osimhen, a chronic striker, a striker that can able to break his nose just to score a goal. These are the kind of striker we need. Joao Felix wanted to stay at Stamford Bridge, but the rumor that was spreading then was that Mauricio Pochettino do not want Joao Felix. And I was like, why would Mauricio Pochettino not like a player, a versatile player like Joao Felix? We know that he doesn't score much, but he have this flair. He have this way, this way of able to carry a team. He have this aura of carrying a team single-handedly, and that is one thing I like about Joao Felix. That is one thing I like about Joao Felix. He have this aura. He have this this kind of mentality. If the team is not playing very well, I will prove to the manager that I have what it takes to be able to carry the full team. And this is one of the players that we should have kept. We should have no signed completely before the next season. But however, let's quickly dive into the say transfer gossip. PSG want Joao Felix, but there is trouble at Real Madrid. What trouble? We all know Benzema signed for one of the Saudi Arabia club, and I believe Real Madrid need immediate replacement for Benzema. But we all know that Joao Felix cannot play the role of a striker. Put in a winger, put in a midfield, he can able to deliver. But play as a winger, no playing as a striker, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. But what he's saying is doing very well because we all know his capacity, what he can able to bring into the table. What he can able to bring into the table. So let's move to the latest transfer. Yes, let me quickly dive into the what actually happened here. They said according to the according to the Spanish site, Riverello coming PSG coach Luis Eric 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 has his heart to set on the move of Joao Felix. Since the appointment of Luis Eric, he wants Joao Felix to move to PSG. Atletico de Madrid are believed to be happy to see the 23-year-old leave his summer and will listen to offers. Athletic will have to take a huge hit on this record-breaking 126 million purchase of Felix back in 2019. Wow! 126 million purchase of Felix back in 2019 and PSG only ready to offer 75 million euro. Are you see what is there? So this is the reason why there is trouble, because when Joao Felix was signed, he was signed 126 million. That was 2019. Now PSG want to sign this player for just 75 million euro. And Atletico Madrid wants something higher than that. So that is the issue on ground. There seems to be some growing tension inside Real Madrid, with Canada Sarah claiming that Carlo Ancelotti is keen on signing a new fullback despite prostitution from our Florentino Perez. Adrian Onana moved to Manchester United look closer than ever, with current de Serie A revealing that the Red Devil Ereki have promised the goalkeeper to coach Erik ten Hag. Roma are believed to be one of the verge of signing Roteno Sanchez from Paris Saint-Germain, with the Portugal international keen to leave the French capital. Marca said that the Afonso Davies also has his heart set on a move to Real Madrid. The Canada international see his club career going to the next level at Los Blancos, but any move this summer will be difficult due to Bayern Munich asking price. So there are a lot of transfer rumor here of Onana going to Manchester United and Renato Sanchez moving from Paris Saint-Germain to another potential club. So these are some of the latest information or a news footballing transfer rumors, the one that already been done and the one that is not yet done. So we move. Let's move to the latest information. Now let's move to Marcus Marcus Turan. This is the player Mbappe want to convince to join PSG. Mbappe actually want this guy to join PSG because he was on loan from Borussia Borussia Gladbach. So he was on loan on Cambridge on Inter Milan. And we all know the time he has been on Inter Milan, how he has contributed immensely, how they managed able to qualify to the Champions League final. This is one of those reasons why Mbappe wants him. One of those reasons why Mbappe wants this guy to come to PSG. But the problem is that he prefer to play for Inter than going to PSG. So let's quickly see what they say. They say Inter have tied up the signing of former Borussia Mönchengladbach Marcus Thuram on a free transfer. So the signing on a free transfer. The Champions League finalists beat off the competition of a host of European giants, including City rival Milan, to the France international signature. Thuram had also been linked with a likes of Paris Saint-Germain and RB Leipzig. So these are clubs that actually wanted to sign in Paris Saint-Germain and RB Leipzig, but he chose to remain with Inter Milan. So the French international decided to remain with Inter Milan. Now let's move to the. Yesterday we saw that Ruben Loftus-Cheek signed for AC Milan, and I was like on my chat I was asking questions yesterday. The signing of Ruben Loftus-Cheek to no. Now, if you look at it, this is the latest signing of Chelsea. See, Chelsea signed a 18-year-old winger who can play for Belgium or Portugal. Chelsea just signed the whole player. They are just signed. So Chelsea signed Diego Moreira from Benfica. The 18-year-old was in demand across Europe, but Chelsea voraciously desire to hover up every teenager. Now, one of the good things about Chelsea signing player this season is because Chelsea owner now have two clubs. They have Chelsea Football FC, then they also have Strasbourg, which is one of those clubs in France. So if any of Chelsea player is not having enough playing time, those players can be sent there as loan for development. I think that is a good idea. Good idea in a sense that at least they now have another secondary club to develop their youngster. So I see that as one of that is a brilliant idea. It's a brilliant idea. So let's know more about let's go for let's see what happened again on Akin Ziyech again. Let's see. What is the problem? Chelsea Medical, Jessica deal dash by Fail Medical. Jessica deals dashed by Fail Medical. This is Akiziesh. Okay, let's see what happened. The a off transfer a Moroccan Marvin Akim Ziyech was just about to pick up his bag for an exciting journey from Chelsea to El Nassr, but the bull was all full of his the bull the bulls was all about his 8 million move that seems almost sealed. The Italian prospect of Ziyech sharing the pitch with the legendary Cristiano Ronaldo was just within reach. However, as Daily Mail report, a dark cloud has appeared in the form of a keen issue uncovered during Ziyech medical. You know, I don't know. This is exactly what happened during the summer. Ziyech was about moving to Paris Saint-Germain when they discovered that his contract or whatsoever the contract was not signed or something was missing. Another thing is appearing again. Ziyech is on the brink of moving to El Nassr, the same club with Cristiano Ronaldo, only to discover that the move has been what disrupted. So guys, I think this where I will call it a day today. This is where I'm going to call it a day. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is where I will call it a day.